Good morning, boys and girls. So today I want to read a book that I really like. And so this book is called Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. The author of this book is Judith Forst, and it's illustrated by Ray Cruz. But before I start, I want to tell you why I really like this book. I really like it, because it reminds me to look for the happy moments of my day, even when sometimes it can feel like everything went wrong. But if I will look for the happy things or the things that went right, they are there. Sometimes we just tend to focus more on what's wrong than what's right. And I remember, so last week, I think when we were doing a math lesson, I told you about that my first year of teaching at Eugene Field, I had a little boy who had a complete and total meltdown when he was doing that lesson, and it just frustrated him so much. He just kind of lost it. And so when I have days like that, and I'll have, a period of time where I've, a child who's for 15 minutes or so is really upset, and it's really kind of can get into a scary place for everybody else. But if I will stop and look around, there was also good things that happened that day. Because it's always good when you can handle that kind of a situation, but also keeping everybody else safe, right? It's good when kids have fun at school. That's like one of my favorite things at school is just watching you learn and play. And so that is a really good thing. So I'm going to read the story, but remember throughout the day, your days to come, this week, next week, and throughout the summer, that even when you feel like a lot is going wrong, look for the things that are going right also, okay? So here we go. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. I went to sleep with gum in my mouth, and now there's gum in my hair. And when I get out of bed this morning, I tripped on the skateboard, and by mistake, I dropped my sweater in the sink while the water was running, and I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At breakfast, Anthony found a Corvette Stingray car kit in his breakfast cereal box, and Nick found a junior undercover agent code ring in his breakfast cereal box. But in my breakfast cereal box, all I found was breakfast cereal. I think I'll go to Australia. Do you know where Australia is? Australia is a long ways away. It's a country a long ways away from here. So it's just, I think it's his way of saying, I'm going to go do something else. So, in the carpool, Mrs. Gibson let Becky have a seat by the window. Audrey and Elliot got seats by the window too. I said I was being scrunched. I said I was being smushed. I said if I didn't get my sit by the window, I was going to get car sick. No one even listened. I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. At school, Mrs. Dickens liked Paul's picture of the sailboat better than my picture of the invisible castle. Think about that. What does invisible mean? Yeah, you can't see it. So if he drew an invisible castle, what did he really draw? Probably nothing. Unless he had some kind of special invisible paper or crayon. At singing time, she said I was singing too loud. At counting time, she said I left out 16. Who needs 16? I could tell it was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. I could tell because Paul said I wasn't his best friend anymore. He said that Philip Parker was his best friend and that Albert Moe was his next best friend and that I was only his third best friend. I hope you sit on a tack, I said to Paul. I hope the next time you get a double-decker strawberry ice cream cone, the ice cream part falls off, the cone part, and lands in Australia. There were 2 cupcakes on Philip Parker's lunch bag, and Albert got a Hershey bar with almonds, and Paul's mother gave him a piece of jelly roll that had little coconut sprinkles on the top. Guess whose mother forgot to put in dessert? It was going to be a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. That's what it was, because after school, my mom took us all to the dentist, and Dr. Fields found a cavity in me. Come back next week and I'll fix it, said Dr. Fields. Next week, I said. I'm going to Australia. On the way downstairs, the elevator door closed on my foot. And while we were waiting for my mom to go get the car, Anthony made me fall where it was muddy. And then, when I started crying because of the mud, Nick said I was a crybaby. While I was punching Nick for saying crybaby, my mom came back with the car and scolded me for being muddy and fighting. I am having a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day, I told everybody. No one even answered. That kind of goes back to the other book we read, when people ignore you or act like you're not there, because it's important for us to recognize everybody's there, right? And that even when we're not happy, we can express our feelings to those around us and they can at least listen. So then we went to the shoe store to buy some sneakers. Anthony chose white ones with blue stripes. Nick chose red ones with white stripes. I chose blue ones with red stripes. But then the shoe man said, we're all sold out. They made me buy plain old white ones, but they can't make me wear them. When we picked up my dad at his office, he said I couldn't play with his copy machine anymore, but I forgot. He also said to watch out for the books on his desk, and I was careful as could be, except for my elbow. He also said don't fool around with his phone, but I think I called Australia. My dad said please don't pick him up anymore. It was a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. There were lima beans for dinner, and I hate lima beans. There was kissing on TV, and I hate kissing. My bath was too hot. I got soap in my eyes. My marble went down this drain, and I had to wear my railroad train pajamas. I hate my railroad train pajamas. When I went to bed, Nick took back the pillow he said I could keep, and the Mickey Mouse nightlight burned, and I bit my tongue. The cat wants to sleep with Anthony, not me. It has been a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day. My mom says some days are like that. Even in Australia. All right, so I want you to remember with that story that it is important for us to recognize the things that are going well. It is okay to be sad about it when things aren't going well, when something's not happening the way you want it to, but it's also important for us to recognize what is going well. So I want you to take a minute and think about that. And then I want you to turn to whoever you are sitting by, whether it's your cat, your dog, your brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, mom, dad, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, and tell them about something that is going right for you today. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Love you.
I got a feeling. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Tonight, let's live it up. I got my money, let's spend it up. Go out and smash it, like oh my gosh. Jump off that sofa, let's get off. I know that we'll have a ball if we get down and go out and just lose it all. I feel stressed out, I wanna let it go. Let's go way out of space, start losing all control. Fill up my cup, Mazel tov. Look at her dancing, just take it off. Let's paint the town, we'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof, and then we'll do it again. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. Let's do it and do it, let's live it up. Do it and do it and do it, do it, do it. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. I got a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. It's a nice night. Hey, let's live it up. Let's live it up. I got my money. Hey, let's spend it up. Let's spend it up. Go out and smash it. Like oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Jump off that sofa. Come on, let's get off. Fill up my cup. Drink. Mazel tov. Look at her dance. Move it. Just take it off. Let's paint the town. We'll shut it down. Let's burn the roof. And then we'll do it again. Here we go. We gonna rock. Easy come, easy go. Now we on top. Feel the shot. Body rock. Rock it, don't stop. Round and round. Up and down. Around the clock.
Okay, here we are back again. We are going to play a rhyming game. So remember, rhyming words are words that sound alike in the middle and at the end of a word, but a different beginning sound. We're going to do this one. It's just rhyming picture match. So it says, which picture will rhyme? So this is sad. Does pad or hat rhyme with sad? Good job. Pad rhymes with sad. So I'm going to do the next one. This one says rag. Rag. What rhymes with rag? Is it dad or bag? Good. It is bag because dad has the same middle sound, but the ending sound is different. So bag and rag rhyme. This one says hen. Hen. What rhymes with hen? Is it pen or web? Good job. Pen rhymes with hen. Pet. Pet. What rhymes with pet? Is it hen or wet? Pet, hen, or pet, wet? Good job. Pet and wet rhyme. It says fin. Fin. Does fin rhyme with when, or does fin rhyme with lid? Fin when or fin lid? Good job. It's fin and when rhyme. Zip. Right? Zip. Does zip rhyme with pit, or does zip rhyme with lip? Zip, pit, or zip, lip? Good job. Zip and lip rhyme. Log. What rhymes with log? Is it jog or I'm trying to decide what that picture is. I guess we could call it a desk. What do you think? So, log jog or log desk? I don't think that's really supposed to be that, but I don't know. So, log and jog. Yeah. Rod. Does rod rhyme with mop, or does rod rhyme with pod? Rod mop or rod pod? Good job. Yum. Yum. Does yum rhyme with gum, or does yum rhyme with suit? Yum gum or yum suit? Good job. Yum and gum. Cut. What rhymes with cut? Is it cut eat or cut hut? Cut eat or cut hut? Good. Cut and hut rhyme. All right, good job. Now we're going to go back to the home. And so we're done this morning with our language arts. So you're doing a good job. So make sure you get something to eat, that you do something to help get your energy out. So either being up and moving around, going outside if your mom or whoever says it's okay. And then also try to get your water done today. And I will see you this afternoon. Bye.